Hey there, Hunter Baiden, Century 21, the Harrelson Group. Of course, I work with a lot of for sale by owners in this market, people who are trying to sell their property on their own. And I made a previous video as far as the reasons that they may take this approach. And it's an ex-realtor, save on the commission, or maybe even just like to take on the challenge. Again, whatever the reason is, it's important that you have the right information to help you succeed. So I'll get a lot of phone calls or text or emails from clients of mine or past clients that are trying to sell their property again on their own or a new property. And the question that always gets brought up at any point in the conversation is, how do we maximize the marketing behind the property and get the most amount of exposure if we're selling on our own? So a lot of times for sale by owners don't have the most aggressive marketing plans. So I tell anybody, if you're going to take this on and you're going to be one of the only for sale by owners, then if you can have an aggressive marketing plan, you're going to stand out above any of the competition in your marketplace. So what are 3 marketing tips that I give to any for sale by owner or anybody looking to sell their property on their own to get maximum exposure? The first one is aggressive marketing is crucial, so we have to have it on web assets. Do we have it on Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, HomesForSale.com, ForSaleByOwner.com, Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere that we can put data, put the property, let's get it up on those web assets and get it exposed to everybody that we can. The most important thing is making sure that you're spending the time and the money and investing that into those web assets so that you can get a return. Nowadays in 2019, it's a lot more difficult to really stand out on Zillow or Realtor.com or these other websites unless you're investing the time and the money into those websites. Now, Zillow, Realtor.com, all of these are for-profit organizations, so they have to get the money from you to really get your property sold. A lot of times what they don't mention is if you spend the money on Zillow, you'll get the buyer leads and you'll get the phone calls back to your property. So it's important, invest the money, spend the time understanding these websites, and really get a return from them if you're going to utilize them. So websites, web assets, or marketing assets is what we'll use to help market your property. The second point is the active approach. So a lot of times posting a property on the MLS or on Zillow is more of a passive approach because it's putting it out there, letting it sit, and waiting for the phone call to come in. On the other side, you can take a more active approach to get the property sold. Now, what exactly does that include? A lot of times it may include calling the nearest 25 to 50 agents in that market who have done deals in the last 3 to 5 years. A lot of times agents will still have clients in that neighborhood or in that area that may be interested in switching things up and buying another property. So really network with the agents in your area, maybe buyers and customers in your area, and make sure that they know about your property and what your property is offering, but more importantly, make sure that they know it's available and know it's for sale. And also, of course, professionals in the industry. You can also reach out as far as open houses, take a more active approach, door knocking campaigns. So there's nothing more important than printing out a flyer or a booklet of your property and bringing it physically to the neighbors and to the people or to the potential buyers in that area. We can always put it out there and wait for somebody to come to us, but if we can bring your property to the buyer, there's no quicker response or no easier way to sell a property than that. Okay, so take a more active approach and actually physically get out on foot, make the phone calls, make the door knocks, and bring your property to the buyer. So an active approach. The third and final marketing tip to get a for sale by owner property sold is product knowledge. A lot of times I'll go through and preview a for sale by owner or have a conversation on the phone and try to help find a solution for a for sale by owner. And I'll start asking them, questions about the product, right? Questions about the property, how much is the square footage or how much is the asking price, how old is the HVAC, how old is the roof, and just general questions about the product. And I'm always surprised because a lot of times the owners or the people that are selling the property can't answer the questions. And it's really difficult, and it's always going to be difficult to sell any product or any property if you don't know that property upside down, back and forth, and know it like the back of your hand. You have to understand your product, have extremely strong product knowledge, because when the buyer asks questions, they deserve an answer and they need an answer, and the longer that it takes for them to get the answer, the more time they have to look at competition or look at other properties. If you have any questions as far as what it takes to market a for sale by owner, or what are some extra tips or extra marketing tips that you can take on to get your property maximum exposure, please feel free to reach out at 843-503-9988. You can also reach me by email at hbaidenc21@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you soon.